Hello, my name is Zozo. I use they, it pronouns, and I don't know about you, but I'm a big fan of Beastars. And sorry, I'm gonna be stimming with this, so if you see this hodgepodge coming up, just ignore it. But anyways, part 2 of the final season. I don't know why the fuck they named it that way. Oh, final season, part 1 and part 2. That's so dumb. I don't know why they didn't just do season 3 and season 4. But part 2 of the final season came out about 3 weeks ago. And now I'm a big fan of Melon. If you've seen my other video on Melon, which you most likely have, because that's actually my first video to get over 1,000 views. So that is so cool, seeing that comma there, seeing like the K at the end. I was like, ah! So that's very cool. And I worked so hard on that video too. I spent half a year on that fucking video. So it feels like well earned too. It's like, yes. Which, you know, thanks guys. Thanks y'all. So yeah, I really like Melon. Melon was my favorite character. I say was because in part 2, they were so fucking creepy, and that I'm making this video to see if anybody else agrees, if anyone else knows what I'm talking about. Because I remember seeing in the trailer, like, okay, Melon is like threatening Haru, and I figured, oh, that's because... Also, spoilers. I mean, spoilers for the show. Not necessarily the manga, because I haven't finished watching the manga. You know what I'm trying to say. I haven't finished reading the manga yet, because I have to buy the books. I saw in the trailer, Melon's like threatening Haru, and I thought, oh, that's because they're specifically using that to get something out of Legoshi, which Melon does do later at the very end when they find out that Legoshi and Haru are dating. But that's not the motivation for why Melon targets Haru. And it's so creepy. It's so creepy. And I know, like, Melon is a villain. Like, I know that's, like, Melon is supposed to be a bad person or whatever. But it's like, and I even made fun of this in my video on him. Because, you know, part 1, or at least, like, Darren Chris's, interpretation of Melon, because I did also see, because I was on Reddit and not for porn this time, someone was talking about Melon's new voice actor and how it's a lot more eerie than like whimsical and theatrical. So when I was watching part 2, I was like, I don't know, is it just the different voice actor? But at the same time, like, the script is the same. Melon's still doing all this whack ass shit. Oh yeah, because in part 1 of the final season, I hate that they did that, dude. Because I sound like a fucking idiot talking about this. But in part 1 of the final season, like, Melon obviously is a villain. Melon the villain. That doesn't rhyme. Why did I think that rhymed? He's more theatrical, and he like straight up murders people. He murders people. He's a mob boss. But that kind of villain is cool to watch, because that's not like a real villain that you see out in the world. But part 2 of the final season, part 2 Melon, it's just creepy. It's a teacher. Oh my god, because like, I know this is literally going to be triggering for a lot of people. It's even like, well, I mean, I'll get to that later. I'll get to my lore later. But it's literally like a teacher building. Now my eye itches. Oh my god. I'm gonna give myself pink eye or green eye or something. Ignore that. He's literally a teacher that like purposely builds trust with one of his students and then and uses that trust to take advantage of her. Like, literally from the get-go. I'm not gonna go over every little thing he does, because I might save that for a different video if I do make another video on Melon, which is going to be a completely different tone than my first video on Melon. But like one of the things they do right from the get-go is invite Haru into his office, and it's just the two of them. The door's closed. He says to make sure to close the windows. Ew. All that shit. And I'm just like, oh, no. A teacher, a coach, principal, whatever, some sort of authority figure, especially one that's older than you. Because I know, because obviously minors are at risk the most for this. But also, like, even when you're not a minor, you're still able to get SA'd, obviously. So it's just like, I feel like any authority figure, oh god forbid, like you're like a boss or something, or like any sort of like manager above you, oh my god, like inviting you just in a closed room, like no, and like making sure the door's closed, making sure the windows are closed, making sure the curtains are drawn. No dude, like that right off the bat was fucking creepy. And then like, oh my god, literally Melon like makes an advance, I don't know how to word this, like he attacks Haru and then fucking gaslights her because he just kind of bear hugs her. He's still creepy as fuck. And then she's like, the fuck? And he's like, no, I'm an herbivore, obviously the antlers, duh. He literally gaslights her because then later he does something that's also creepy. He starts like showing her their teeth, which is like, that's so creepy. Like showing a student part of your body that's like not meant to be like, hey, look at this. That's so creepy. That is so creepy. Because even if the teeth aren't an analogy for anything else, I mean, just teeth alone would be creepy. If you had a teacher or like some sort of boss or whatever, somebody above you that was like, hey, look at my teeth, like that would be creepy. But my point was, like, Melon literally made the point to be like, what? No, I'm an herbivore. You're crazy, bro. You're crazy. It's all in your head. You're nuts. And then it's like, hey, look at my teeth. And they're clearly fangs. Nah, we good. No, I hate that dude. It's so creepy. And I do want to make this point because I'm not trying to be like, ooh, I'm woke. If you if you still like Melon, you're canceled. Like, that's not the point of the video. The point of my video is like, I'm mad as a big Melon fan. Hey yo, what the pause, clip that. As a big Melon fan, as a big fan of Melon. As a big fan of Melon. Oh my god, I'm so mad. I'm so disappointed because I was so looking forward to part 2 and now I fucking hate Melon. And now I'm like, oh, Melon is cringe. Melon is like actually creepy, like so gross creepy, not like cool, fun, interesting villain. It's just like, you're like like, no pun intended, he's literally a predator. He's literally preying on Haru. And I hate it, dude. And I also want to talk about how, oh my god, like the one part in that season, the part 2 of the final season, where she agrees to meet Melon somewhere, and Legoshi and Louie are both like, whoa, you're fucking nuts, why would you agree to why would you do that? Because Melon has purposely built up that trust with Haru to purposely fucking confuse her and to make her feel really conflicted about how she feels about him. She literally went to Melon like for help, like for advice. She liked him, not but like you know, she kind of like looks up to them because again, Melon's her fucking teacher, you know, is like an authority figure, and he's taking advantage of that. And she like looks up to him and likes chatting with him, and he purposely built, that's what a lot of victimizers do in real life, they purposely build up that trust to take advantage of it. Or this also happens, sometimes it just is someone who you're genuinely close to, and then further down the line, they end up taking advantage of it. Like, the difference is, like, sometimes, like, in Melon's case, like, they are purposely, like, oh, I'm going to build up this trust so I can do this. Like, it is pre-planned. But, like, other times, like what happened to me, it wasn't pre-planned. It's just people suck, and people are complicated, and people suck, and they, like, hey, I'm gonna take advantage of this. And it just sucks. Oh, I was gonna say something else before I move on to my lore. Oh yeah, Haru is like, dude, I just want to talk about how, like, Haru is, like, pressured into consent. Actually, wait, no, that comes back into my lore. I remember what I wanted to say. Because a lot of people think harassment and, like, assault is, like a lot of people picture, like a lot of people imagine, like, oh, did I break this? A lot of people imagine, like, oh, it's midnight, or it's 1 a.m, and you're walking down the street, and it's dark, and there's no street lamps, and you're going past an alley, and some stranger comes out, and blah, blah, blah. No, a lot of times, it's someone you know, someone you trust, in a place, either a safe space and or a place you've been a million times. And I feel like that's what people don't understand a lot, is they don't understand that most of the time it's somebody, it's somebody you know, somebody you trust. It's not a stranger in the middle of the night. Like, for me, it was my best friend who I had known since 2nd grade, literally right over there, which is fucking weird to think about. But anyways, it was the person that was unsafe, not the place. So I'm perfectly fine. You know, memories can't hurt you. You know what I mean? It's like, oh man, that happened. Okay, but I'm still safe just sitting here in my room, even though it's weird and it sucks, but it's also okay. But it still sucks, but it's also still okay. I don't know. It's like, for me, it's like the more I try to tell myself that I'm safe and that I'm okay, it feels like that one episode of Avatar: The Last Airbender, or even one of the earliest episodes in Voltron, like, for Avatar, like, there is no war in Ba Sing Se. That's what I feel like every time I'm trying to tell myself that I'm safe. It's like, the more you say it over and over again, the more it's like, yeah, I'm starting to think there's a war in Ba Sing Se. You know? Or like in Voltron, it was like the Mer people episode, where they're like, everybody here is safe and warm. And they just keep saying it. Everyone here is safe and warm. It's like, okay, yeah, that's cool. Everyone here is safe and warm. It's like, no, yeah, I heard you the first time. Everyone here is safe and warm. It's like, I'm starting to think I'm not safe and I'm not warm. Like, you know, so yeah. Because again, I have GAD, and it's like, the more I try to, like, fix stuff, the worse it gets. Especially because I try to fix how I'm feeling when it's like, oh, you could just let it pass. I don't know, whatever. Anyways, Melon sucks now. Hates that. Because again, real life victimizers use that trust. Like, most victimizers are people that you trust. So if anyone was yelling at Haru, like, oh, why are you an idiot? Why did you agree to go blah, 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 blah? Because it's not her fucking fault. It's not her fucking fault that she's a fucking victim. Like, I don't understand why all that responsibility falls on her to all of a sudden know every single fucking thing before she's victimized, and even while she's being victimized. This is stuff that you don't really realize until later, like, until after it's happened, which is why I'm talking about it now, so people know about it more, so anyone who has gone through this can process it more, so anyone who is going through this can realize what's happening, and for anybody who, like, sees it happening to anybody else, like, they can pick up on it better. And again, I'm going to make an actual, like, thorough video, like, an actual, like, proper video on part 2 that goes on in more depth about this. I'm just so mad that I hate Melon now. It's so disappointing, and I'm so mad that I don't like him anymore. It just sucks. It's weird because that happens in real life. Like, most people that are victimizers are charming, they are likable, they are charismatic. So that almost creeps me out even more that I was drawn to Melon, and I'm now seeing how fucking creepy he is. I'm like, oh, that sucks. That sucks. That sucks. That fucking sucks. But yeah, I part of me is holding out, like, oh, maybe once I finish, maybe Melon is still cool in the manga that I have yet to read. So part of me is, like, holding out. Part of me is like, I'm in denial is what's happening. I'm in denial. I'm in denial. I love that bit from Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I still have to watch the last season. I don't know why I'm doing anything except that. I also heard in the manga that it talks about like Melon's trauma, and I know in part 2 of the final season, it kind of mentions that Melon has trauma, like family trauma, but it doesn't say specifically what. I'm just like, okay, did his mom eat his dad? I'm confused. And I'm a little scared because I'm like, I swear to God, it better not be SA trauma. I don't want to read. I don't want to. And it's so, I feel like such a hypocrite because like I'm okay to talk about it, but I hate when other people talk about it. I'm like, nope, now it's just triggering. I guess probably because I can control when I talk about it and I can't control when other people talk about that. Wow, okay. But I do want to make it clear, like, no amount of trauma is an excuse to traumatize somebody else. Because that's how I got traumatized. Like, again, I had that friend in high school who I had known since 2nd grade, and they got sexually assaulted, and then they sexually assaulted me. But I've never sexually assaulted anybody. And look, it's really not hard. Look. These hands to myself. We learned that in kindergarten. Keep your hands to yourself. It's not hard. It's not hard. And I know some people are like, oh, well, it's really, well, sometimes it's really hard to process it, and you need to buy a therapist and actually your classist if you're saying, okay, I'm sorry. Are you saying that somebody has to pay somebody else to tell them, hey, don't assault people? Bruh. Is that what you're saying? Is that what you're saying? I know, not you. I'm sorry, not you. The person behind you all the way behind, and it loops around. The person in the back of my head that always argues with me. Yeah, no, sorry, not you, but the person behind you. Yeah. Because again, I haven't essayed anybody. It's not fucking hard. It's not fucking difficult. And like, what are we supposed to do? Because, oh my God, because we need to stop this cycle. Duh. And it's just, I hate when people say like, oh, well, because that rhetoric is so overused, like with Doughy and Poppy Playtime 4, or even or literally every like live action Disney movie that's like, oh, this is the villain side of the story, and oh, see, they're a terrible person because somebody was terrible to them. Oh, wait. That's stupid. Because there are plenty of people who have been traumatized and don't go on to traumatize more people. Like, fucking duh. Like, Demon Slayer actually does this right. The demons are traumatized and then traumatize more people. But the Hashira, who slay the demons, who do the slaying of the demons, who are demon slayers, they are traumatized just as much too. They're super traumatized too. But they use that trauma to motivate them to help other people. You know what I mean? And part of me, I don't want to be too like inspiration porny with that, if that makes sense. Because people do that to like disabled people. That's where I'm getting that term from. That's where I'm stealing that term from. And so I feel like I don't want to like do that, but with victims of SA, like it's not our fucking responsibility to fucking change the fucking world. Like, Jesus Christ. I mean, I'm glad to do my part. Same as anybody should be, you know? Like, you don't have to be a victim of something to talk about it. You know what I mean? 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 Speaking of, I'm gonna put an anti-ice email script thing in the description, and I'll link the exact like website and everything, so all you have to do is like literally punch in, if you live in the US, obviously, punch in your addy, and then I'll be like, oh, your governors, your senators, whatever, are these people, so we know who exactly to contact. That's why they ask that. So yeah, because I do feel bad talking about this, because there's already so much fucking wrong in the world, and I don't know, it just sucks talking about things that suck. But I'm talking about it to bring more awareness to it, and also I'm sweating, to like validate anybody else who like was feeling this way. Hopefully it wasn't just me. It sucks because I love Melon so much, and I'm like, oh, he's creepy as fuck, and this is like, low-key triggering. Like, this sucks, bruh. So I just wanted to just talk about this kind of quickly. For anybody else who's feeling like this, see if anybody else agrees, has anything to add. If you disagree, what do you mean I'm right and you're wrong? And I think I will do an actual video on part 2 of Melon in Beastars, like the same way that I did like the very first video, except it'll be a different tone. Be kind of a different tone, but I'll still add the sillies in there so it's easier to digest, you know what I mean? There's still plenty of joy to be had in the world despite all the horrors. I literally do, like, not even 2 days ago, I watched one YouTube short on like some sort of anti-trans whatever thing, and it ruined my day. It ruined my day. I legit started age regressing. Like, it sucked, dude. My threshold for taking in shit that's bad about the world has dropped all of a sudden. But yeah, you know, shout out the Octonauts and the rainbow looms that I have in my bottom drawer. You can't see it. I also wanted to make this video kind of quick because personally, I want to make 12 videos this year, aka a video each month. So this one is the March video, or at least my 3rd video. Cutting it a little close. I'm cutting it a little close, as you can see. But yeah, some like next videos on the horizon are, again, Melon part 2. Also I want to continue my Dino Sapien series, because I know in my head that I am going to finish that series. I've just been doing it at a pretty slow pace, because I saw a comment that was like, hope you finish the series, and I'm like, oh my god, no, I know I am. I know I am. I know I will. You don't have to tell me that. I know I will. But I'm just doing it slower. I'm not pumping them out or whatever. But yeah, I also, I gave in. I watched Has Been Hotel. Who knew the thing that was so popular was popular for a reason? It's good, dude. I watched it and immediately started rewatching it. It's fucking good. And Charlie Morningstar and Low-Key Nifty, like, she definitely has GAD, or at least for me particularly, I like relate to her with a lot of like GAD traits, so I do want to make a video on that, especially how in like the last episode of season 2, she incorrectly uses the word hyperfixation. She's like, I've been fixating on this. No, you've been ruminating. And I'm gonna save it for the video because I have a whole vent about this, about how people are like replacing like vocab words associated, wait, I don't want to say this backwards. They're replacing like words associating with like anxiety disorders and even depression now with anything related to like autism and or ADHD, because what was trendy then in the 2010s, that's not what's trendy in the 2020s, which hurts everybody, by the way. That hurts everybody. Like, literally at work, well, my old job, because also update, I have a new job now. I'm no longer at that sandwich place. I'm at a smoothie place now, and my job is so much easier. Holy shit. What was I saying? I lost it. Oh yeah, like at the old sandwich place I worked at, one of my coworkers asked if I was feeling overstimulated, but I was overwhelmed. And I just feel like, again, like people are now just misusing words, and it's like people are forgetting all about anxiety disorders. And I feel like even when anxiety was popular to talk about, people talked about it as a monolith and did not specifically talk about different anxiety disorders, which of course can overlap. And I do also want to acknowledge monolith. Like, I'm stealing that word because that happens to like Asian people a lot. The Asian monolith, that's literally where I'm stealing that word from, because I don't know how else to describe it with anxiety disorders. It's like just people treat it as one big thing, and instead of like, no, there's a lot of differences between these things. Because like, you know, I'm saving it for my video. Never mind, I gotta save it for my Has Been Hotel video. My actual next video literally my next video after this one is going to be, or should be, my music video for my music, the song's called Magnitude.
Who's Magnitude?
You know, the pop guy from Community. If you haven't watched Community, go watch it. Go watch it so you understand the references in that song that I make. That's all I wanted to talk about. I mean, that's it. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe for all those new videos that I just talked about. God, I'm so smart. I hope this was super validating for anybody else who feels this way. And by that, I mean, I want to be validated. I am seeking validation. Please comment below if I'm valid. All right, 30 seconds of the end card thing. Let's go. Is it 30 seconds? Ooh, this video is gonna be a clean half-hour long. Comment below if I'm valid, like if I'm seen, subscribe if I'm heard. Comment below, paraphrase what I've said to make me feel, you know, for as active listening. You know, don't try to fix my problems. Just hear it. Just let me be heard and be seen and be known.